This is Greg Hawk. I want to tell you a little bit about some of the mining scams I know of. A couple of them, afraid my brother and father got tied into. They were sold a bill of goods. The first one was they'd went up to Leadville, Colorado. They was living up there at the time around Denver. And this guy had some placer claims up there on a stream up there above Leadville. One time they pulled a lot of gold out of that area up there. And this guy took him up there, had a green gold pan just about like this, and he had a scope. And he opened this packet up, and this scope was something like this. It was 30 power, and you open it up, and a light comes on. So you can see what you're looking at, right? Well, he took him up there, and he pulled some sand and stuff out of that creek bed, kind of swished it around, got the water off of it, turned that light on. He says, see, there's gold. I see all the yellow stuff. He says, there's bigger nuggets in there, but there's gold in there. So he said he wanted a percentage of what come out of there, or wanted so much to lease it. I don't remember which. Well, my brother had a little 2 or 3 inch dredge. Him and my father went up there, and I ended up going up there and helping him a bit. And they dredged, and the only piece they ever found was just a little bitty piece of gold, and it had mercury on it. Well, come to find out, if you study the history of that area, they'd run long toms or sluice boxes 3 times up and down that creek bed, the old timers did, and they pretty well cleaned it down to nothing, all right? So what was the deal? Well, the light in that little lens right there was yellow. That guy changed that light bulb out or put a filter on it so everything looked gold, and it wasn't. So remember, gold's not cubular. It's rounded usually because it travels downstream and rolls. It's malleable, so it's not cubular. Make sure you know what you're looking at. Another one involved this old guy. He was trying to sell this placer claim, and he took those people down there along the river. He lit up a cigarette there, and he got some gravel out of that river and started swishing around there, swishing around. 2 or 3 minutes gone by. He kept working it. Got down. Well, my golly, there was a few pieces of gold there in the bottom. So he's going to sell them that placer claim. Well, what they didn't recognize at the time, that cigarette he was smoking was already loaded with little pieces of gold. And as he was panning it, his ashes fell down that pan. And that's where the gold came from. There was no gold in that stream. So that was another deal. Another one, a fellow contacted my brother and said, hey, he's got this hard rock mine down in Arizona. And he says, it's got the mill and everything on it. He says, I can't get down there and work it anymore. He says, they pulled gold out of there. So he talked my brother coming down there. He'd take a percentage of the deal. Well, my brother and my father ended up going down there and helping him. They spent about 1.5 years down there. They rebuilt the mill, built a head frame, went down inside that shaft going down to the 80-foot level, and there was a drift going back in. So they got an air tug and everything, and they were getting ready to pull this ore out, come up on the head frame and dump it out, and they're all ready to process it. Well, they got down there and started to pull it out, and the old timers that had been there before stoped up in the vein structure above and took all the high grade out. And what they left down there was just low grade. It was just a rock that didn't have any value to it. And it's probably 8 or 10 foot thick of that. So they basically got kind of suckered into a deal that didn't pay anything, about 1.5 years into it, and got nothing out of it. So do your due diligence. If you got any questions, get a hold of a qualified person, a geologist or mining engineer, or somebody that knows something about mining, to go and have a real good look at that property for you, all right? Another one was where this old boy salted the mine. He took a shotgun shell, he took the BBs out of it, put some gold in there, went inside this hard rock mine and blasted away a couple of shots. So he salted the mine. So he went and took people there and said, hey, there's gold all through it. You can see it right here. So he was going to sell them this lode claim. So there's a lot of different things going on out there you have to be aware of. And when I was over in Salome, talking to the fellow I know over there out at his claim, he said some guy come walking out of the desert, and asked him, what are you doing out here? He said, well, I'm looking for my mining claim. And he says, well, where is it? And he says, well, I bought it off eBay, he says, and it shows 2 sticks sticking out of the ground. I'm trying to find it. Well, needless to say, that guy got taken to the cleaners. If you're going to buy a mining claim, make sure whoever's selling it, you check them out. Their mine's on the claim paper or some way they own it. You can go to BLM, research the claim number, go to the county, research the paperwork, make sure everything's in order, the claim's up to date, and everything's paid on it. Just, you can't be too careful, is all I'm saying. Just hang on to your money. There's a lot of scam artists out there. So hopefully you were entertained a little bit, and hopefully it'll wisen you up if you ever happen to run into something like this. Well, have a good day. Thanks. If you get a chance, go over to our website at desertroamerpress.com. Check out our treasure blog and videos, or you can go to our YouTube channel. We have over 30 videos now out there for you to view. Thanks again for watching.